So we're going to get started with what's your name, how old are you, and where are you from?
All right. Hi, and my name is Hugo Colleen, and I'm just celebrated my 24th birthday. So I'm 24 now, and I'm from Chicago, Illinois.
Nice. Okay. And the big question, how did you become an Elvis fan?
I became an Elvis fan. Well, let's say I'm 24. I became an Elvis fan probably 23 years ago when I first heard Elvis. My mom is an Elvis fan. She's been one since she was a little kid, and I first started listening to him as a baby. So I listened to all of his 60s songs first, and those ones actually I loved most. I learned how to use a cassette recorder, and my favorite things to listen to were Elvis, the Essential 60s hits.
Mhm.
And it was a box of like 8 cassettes, and I would listen to those and learn how to use those at like 3 years old and was listening to them, singing along to the songs. And I was introduced to Elvis through movies, childhood movies like Lilo and Stitch, and shows like Uncle Jesse from Full House. And I just thought he was so cool. And my first Elvis movie that I saw actually was called Roustabout. In that movie, Elvis is driving a motorcycle and crashes and gets hurt, crashes through a fence, rolls around, and gets all bruised up and cut up. And actually, I put on a band-aid on my forehead to always try to be a um, like Elvis, like a rock and roller, uh, just a cool guy. Yeah, put band-aids on my head to act like I was hurt.
Hey, I'm from St. Louis, and people would put the Band-Aid on their face for Nelly. They would put it under
Uh-huh.
your eye, and you were there, put it above your eyes.
Yeah,
So that's funny.
that's
So
how I became an Elvis fan.
it must be interesting to be a kid and being an Elvis fan. I'm sure there weren't a lot of other kids that were Elvis fans.
No, I remember actually, I was so listening to Elvis at home constantly as a little kid before I even knew it was Elvis Presley. It
Mhm.
was just music and love songs and fun songs like Stuck on You that I really like to listen to.
Mhm.
And I remember I was on a field trip or I was on a bus on a field trip in kindergarten and singing Stuck on You on the bus. And then chaperone heard me singing Elvis and she just like couldn't believe that I was singing an Elvis song,
Yeah.
as a little kindergartner. And that year I did an Elvis song at my school's talent show that same year, just a few months later, and did Viva Las Vegas. And as a little kid, a kindergartner, people loved it, got a big kick out of it. And I
Yeah.
did too.
Okay, so
Yep.
you are an ETA, an Elvis tribute artist. So it sounds like that started in kindergarten by performing at school. So can you tell me how that
Yeah,
all got
that's
started and how you decided to become an ETA?
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. It did start in kindergarten. My mom was on the PTA, and it was the school's first talent show, and they were excited to have it, but they needed kids to participate.
Yeah.
So what my mom asked me what I wanted to do, or what if I could be a part of the talent shows because they needed kids, and we decided that we could just I could do go up there and sing an Elvis song, and I actually didn't sing yet, but we got an Elvis jumpsuit, a Halloween jumpsuit, and she bedazzled it, and I went on stage and danced to Viva Las Vegas.
So how did you decide to do it like professionally? How did you just make that decision, that make that leap into doing it publicly?
Oh yeah, so in 8th grade, we it was my last talent show. It was my last time performing in the talent show. So we did Jailhouse Rock with me plus 15 people, friends and family, friends from my 8th grade graduating class, and family, and they were the Jailbirds and I was Elvis, and we recreated like the whole scene of Jailhouse Rock.
Yeah.
And we thought that might have been my last like Elvis performance ever. So we made it as big as we could and so fun and had rehearsals and did it all. But once I graduated, then we're like, well, that was so fun. Maybe we could volunteer and perform for people and make people happy through Elvis songs like we did at the talent show, but outside of school and go do that. So the first place that I performed at was a retirement home just down the street from our house.
Yeah.
Could I please perform there and just for an hour for free, and hopefully the people like it and enjoy it. Um, so they agreed, and I went over there with a karaoke machine and sang for them. And I remember there was one lady who was so um, just not in a good mood, to be out of her room, and that they took her down to the gathering room where the show was going to be, and it was my first time performing uh, in front of people outside of my talent show, my safe space, you know, and did the show and sang the songs that I'd never got to do in the talent show, because it was just one song in 8 years, 8 times I was performing at the talent show. So did an hour show, sang and danced and had fun, and the way that it changed her day, and made her happy, it was like the same thing that would happen at talent shows, um, and it happened to her, and then that we're like, I can't wait for the next show, and I believe the next one was at Ronald McDonald House for Children,
Oh,
and
nice.
we also volunteered at Shriners and nursing homes, and that's how I got started. So from the talent show to volunteering, and just kept volunteering, and then that's how the ETA. That's how I started doing performances as an Elvis tribute artist.
Yeah. So what kind of preparation do you do? What kind of research do you do? Like, how do you prepare for an ETA role?
So earlier in March, I was a part of the Nashville Elvis Festival,
Okay.
and I was like, "This is a huge thing. I'm very excited to go over there." So this is how
Oh,
I
yeah.
prepared for it. So this is the "Loving You" shirt,
Oh, that's so cool.
and yeah, so I made this from scratch, like finding
Wow.
the fabric, learning how to use an embroidery machine,
Wow.
and look at the sleeve. It was just so fun. So
Yeah.
this is how I prepare now. I do research now on Elvis's clothes,
Yeah.
um, and tried to my best to recreate the things that he made. So this is one of my favorite outfits.
Yeah. I
Um,
saw that on one of your Instagram pages and I was like, is that not Elvis up there? Like, it's like the outfit, it was the moves, like
Thank
it
you.
was so detailed. It was great.
Yep. So this is my favorite. Finding the right fabric and things like that is always so fun. And Elvis's Tupelo Homecoming
Yeah.
performance in
Oh,
1956. So
nice.
in the evening, he wore a red velvet shirt. So this is
Yeah.
the one that I made for myself,
Oh my God.
and tried to do it as best as I could, as
That's
accurate as I could.
really
Uh,
impressive.
Thank you. Yeah, this one is pretty. This one is so pretty. I get a lot of compliments from other ETAs whenever I'm wearing this or
Yeah.
wearing this, and they're like, the fabrics are so much better than I've seen before, and
Yeah.
they're more accurate, and I don't have time to make anybody for anybody else. So right
Yeah.
now, I'm just making them for myself and building my closet.
Yeah. Those are amazing.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that now?
Since high school, since I was like
That,
a junior or senior in high school,
those are
and
amazing.
yep, this is the vest that I made to go with the red shirt,
Wow.
and this is a gold lame fabric, and as you can see, it really pops.
Yeah, it really does. I am so impressed by
Yeah,
this.
thank you.
Unexpected.
This is just one piece of a puzzle of a suit.
Yeah.
Um, but for those of you watching, and you, Diane, this I think I ordered about 2,000 rhinestones,
Yeah.
and am currently in the process of hand setting them
Yeah.
into this lapel, and this is the backside
Oh my
for the
god.
gold lame jacket.
Oh
So,
my gosh, you're making a golden May jacket. Oh
yep.
my
So
gosh.
it's a process, but this is the gold fabric, and I'm deciding if I should use this fabric, or another kind.
Yeah.
Um, and looking at researching Elvis's jacket, finding out what I can learn about it, and pictures, and seeing, you know. But
My
look,
gosh.
when you put them next to each other, it's like that's
I
it.
can see it coming together. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so cool. Well, you have a future in designing Elvis attire if this doesn't work out. Like a lucrative future in it. That is so awesome.
Thank
It's
you.
so cool. So what's your ultimate goal of, being an ETA? What would your ultimate dream be?
I don't have a really big uh, dream or goal. Um, I just like to take things one step at a time, and make a good impression and impact on people when I'm performing. Make them happy, just like how I did at the talent show. Um, yeah, that's my goal. One of the things that I do have, as a Chicagoan, I would love to be the Elvis for the White Sox Elvis night.
Oh,
That's
nice.
probably the one thing that I really would like to do.
All right. Well, then my last question is, what does being an Elvis fan mean to you today?
It means it's just incredible. I to become an Elvis fan as a little kid and for it to grow into something so wholesome and trying to keep it wholesome like how it was at the talent show. Uh, it's amazing. And it has helped me grow so much as a person uh, with meeting people in my neighborhood, meeting people um, around the city, around the country. It's a great experience that I've had to sing these songs by just being an Elvis fan and getting to like build or sharpen my skills as like someone who works in fashion and building his wardrobe. That's also another fun thing.
Oh,
And I've just gotten to make so many friends and experience so many fun things.
well,
And actually, I picked up this book today because we have a library show tomorrow evening, and I'm going to give these out to any kids that I see at the show. But these are books that were made about Elvis. I
yeah,
used to read books like this as a little kid,
yeah.
and this one just came out. So we're going to give these to some kids at the library. Hopefully, turn them into some Elvis fans, and they could read these with their parents.
I just bought one of those for my best friend's 4-year-old
Yeah,
over the weekend.
yeah.
We need to get them young. We need to
Mhm.
get 'em started. Well, thank you so much for talking to me today. I love how you talk about, like keeping it wholesome and keeping it about, the music and just bringing joy to people. I think that's kind of keeping to its core. And I love your enthusiasm and your passion for it. You can tell how much you love Elvis, and I think it'll resonate with a lot of people. So I really appreciate you talking to me today. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course, Diane.